What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Now, yesterday's video has over 12,000 likes in under 24 hours. So if we can hit 10,000 likes on this video again, that would be insane. Actually, I'm the owner. Okay, so backstory. One, I'm young, like just turned 18 young, and me and my mother own this business where we breed and sell snakes, and the snake's necessities, along with food. I'm the actual founder, while my mum is the co-founder. So onto the story. I was tending the store since only me and my mum worked there, and it was a slow day for us, so I was checking on all the animals, feeding the ones that needed feed, and so on. This one person, we will call them entitled parent, EP. I'm me. Now, the entitled parent comes in and just is looking at all the animals, and I thought nothing of it till about 5 or so minutes go by, when they walk up to the counter and snap at me to get my attention. I look up slightly offended by how the entitled parent decided to grab my attention. Yes, may I help you? Yes, I was wondering how much this one, while pointing at a tank, is. I'm not sure, let me check that for you. I say while walking to the tank. Well, it says here it's only $60. 60? Just a couple days ago I saw this exact one for only 30. Nah, I'm sorry, that one was sold already and we changed it out. You can't just change the price because it's a different one. It's still the same breed and everything. Well, yes, while it is the same breed, it is much bigger than the other one, as the other one was younger than this one. It cost us more to maintain this particular one than the last. Oh, well, I don't have that much. Can you give me a discount? I'm sorry, but I cannot do that for you. Please, I only have 50 on me. Well, I can't give you a discount, but we have some that are smaller than this and are cheaper. They're in the back if you want me to bring you one out. No, I don't want another one. I want this one. Well, I'm sorry, I can't lower the price for this one like I said a few seconds ago. We have more in the back if you want this particular breed. I don't freaking want a different one. I would like this. Please, watch your language. There's a kid nearby. I don't care. I want to buy this freaking animal. I'm sorry, I cannot help you. Let me speak to the manager. Well, I am the manager. Fine, I'm gonna call the owner. Actually, I am the owner also. Don't lie to me. You're not even old enough to own a car, nonetheless a store. Yes, I am old enough, and I'm the owner while my mum is the co-owner. Quit freaking lying to me, you female dog. I want to speak to the actual freaking owner and not some smart butt teen. Please, watch what you say or I'll have to ask you to leave. You can't kick me out. I know the real owner and he lets me get a discount if I don't have enough all the time. Well, that's good for you. Now, if you're not going to buy this one and only cause a disturbance in my store, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. No, I'm not going to leave. You are going to give me a discount and that is that. Now I'm mad because this one entitled parent is yelling and cussing at me when I can't change the price and making a scene over this and just straight up ignoring me. So sell it to me now or I will call the owner and he will sell it to me. He then walks over to the counter where there are cards with my name and number. The entitled parent then dials the number and then answers the phone. At first I was confused because it states on the card that I'm the owner, but then I remembered it had my mum's number also on the card and the entitled parent actually called hers instead. Luckily, my mum told the entitled parent to F off pretty much. And then he tried to call the other number instead. While he was dialing my number, the entitled parent had this trash-eating grin on while looking me dead in my eyes. I will never forget the look on the entitled parent's face when I answered the phone. Hello, this is my shop. It's the owner speaking. How may I help you? The entitled parent then hung up and left the store immediately. What I will never understand is why the entitled parent got so upset about that animal. To be honest, it's probably a very good thing that they couldn't afford that animal. I wouldn't want that kind of person owning a snake anyway. As you guys know, I've got a snake myself, Marty. What a legend. Yeah, you gotta look after snakes, man. Yes, they are a lot easier than your average pets like cats or dogs to look after, but they still need to be looked after. I wouldn't want lunatics like this looking after any animals. And also, I would never understand why people lie about knowing the owner. Anyone can call them out on that BS. If you're gonna make stuff up and name drop, you better set your heights a little bit higher than a shop owner, surely. Moving on to our second story, lady claims to be the owner's daughter. So a little backstory on where I work. It's a very small family business where we sell pools and pool chemicals. There are only 2 desks in our office which can fully see into the showroom. One desk is for the manager and one for me. Also, when I say small business, I mean it. Normally, it was always just me, the assistant manager, and my mum. I've been in this business since I was born, therefore I knew a lot for my age. However, we had just recently hired someone new that was a little older than me. I was 21 at the time and my new co-worker was 28. Now on to the story. story. The manager, my mum, had to go and pick up some office supplies for us and mail off some bills, so it was just me and my co-worker. We weren't very busy at the time since it was a weekday and fairly close to closing time. So I was sitting at my desk and he was at the manager's desk since he didn't have his own, on our phones waiting to hear the door open. We hear the door open and my co-worker, we will just call him Matt from here on out, starts to get up, and I tell Matt that I've got this one, so he sits back down. I stand up and see this lady, Karen, and her kid come in and start walking around. I walk out into the showroom and welcome them to the store and ask if they need help finding anything. We're just looking right now. I will let you know if we have any questions. Karen's kid said, I want a pool toy. Where's the toys at? Well, the pool toys are right over in the aisle by the door and on that wall there. I motioned to the wall where all the displays were. I told you that we didn't need any help right now? I just stepped back and walked into the office, not wanting any confrontations this close to closing. They continued looking around for another few minutes when I heard the kid hollering from the front of the store. I looked up and the kid was climbing on our ladder samples, which clearly have neon green signs that are 8 by 11 and say do not climb on. So I walked up to the front of the store and politely told the kid that he couldn't climb on them. But then Karen said, you can't tell my son what to do. I just want to climb on them. He then starts to cry. Bear in mind, this kid was about 10 years old. I'm sorry, but it is against company policy to have anyone climbing on them for safety purposes. Well, then maybe you should have a sign on them that says you can't. I point at the sign that says you can't. Like, Karen, come on, there's a sign right there. Well, you should have made the sign bigger, for God's sake. I'm not the best at containing my frustration, and when I get frustrated at someone, my sarcasm comes out with absolutely zero filter. Me and you both, my friend, me and you both. This kid had been running around our store, screaming like a banshee, and I was getting very annoyed, so I said, under my breath, well, maybe try using your eyes next time. What did you say to me? I said to look for a sign next time you want to let your son climb all over the displays in a store. And I walked away. She continues walking around with the kids still crying until she gets to the one corner where we have some Legos for kids to play with while their parents wait to have their water tested or be helped. Mind you, the test lab was closed and the area roped off with all the lights shut off to that corner. The kid then starts screaming, I want to play with those Legos. Alright, just go ahead. I wasn't even in the mood to say no, as long as it stopped him from crying. Then he starts carrying them out from the designated area and throwing them down the aisles at our toy displays. I had enough of these little idiots because I knew I was gonna have to clean it up. I've been told that I'm pretty scary when I'm angry too. So I say to Karen's kid, you are not allowed to take the Legos from the play area. Please put them back where you got them from. Who do you think you are talking to my son that way? I'm simply telling you both that what he has been doing is not allowed in our store and he needs to stop. Well, how dare you talk to us that way? I'll have you know that I'm the owner's daughter and I'll have you fired for this. Mind you, the owners are my grandparents and she sure as heck isn't my aunt. She walks up to the counter that looks into the office before I could say anything. She then says to my co-worker Matt, have you heard how your employee talks to me? He is the most rude employee I have ever seen in here. And as the owner's daughter, I demand that you fire him. Well, I can't do that. Why not? He's a rude butthole. I can't fire him because he's my boss. What? No, he isn't. You're lying to me. She's droning on and on at this point. Now, we have an employee picture on the wall celebrating our business's 50th anniversary, with everyone labeled in the picture, including the owners and all their kids. Karen finally shuts up and looks at me while I'm grabbing the picture frame off the wall. I slide it in front of her and point to my label. My name, assistant manager, with grandson underneath my name and title. Her face turned every shade of red under the sun. So you mean to tell me that you're a long-lost aunt of mine, because if not, you can get the heck out of this store. She practically dragged her kid out of the store while trying to run out the doors. She kept pushing on our doors trying to get out, but they're pool doors. Oh, how embarrassing when you're trying to leave, but you just can't even work the doors. Oh, Karen, feels bad. So I shouted at her, maybe try to pull the doors, you idiot. Oh, what a way to finish this story. Hey, you know what you should have shouted at her? Still not using your eyes? I honestly can't believe that she said, you should have put a sign there. And then when you said, no, there is a sign, look again, she said, well, you should have made it bigger. Like, I'm sorry, Karen, this business sells pools and pool chemicals, not glasses, come on. Oh, and that door shut struggle at the end. That is just the cherry on top. Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this episode of r/IDOWorkHereLady. I really hope you have enjoyed it. As I said in the intro, let's try and hit over 10,000 likes on this video again. Comment your opinions on these two stories down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new for daily Reddit videos on my channel. If you want more immediately, the playlist is right there to binge watch all of my IDOWorkHereLady stories. If not, I will see you all tomorrow with a brand new upload at the same time.